Okay, so we're doing trivia, but before we get into that, we have to talk about the fact that this fucking scumbag, Hair by Jay, whoever the this is, went on live and started like saying the meanest I've ever heard anyone talk about.
How did you guys fight? How did you guys get on it? Like, it was weird. All of a sudden, it like changed to that.
We were doing live, and then I think AB was like, "Yo."
It was your video, Trisha. You had posted a video.
AB
about
said
it.
like, "Yo, Trisha uploaded a video about this guy."
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh, what's going on?" Because you were crying in the thumbnail.
I haven't had a panic attack in a really long time. Like, that was like, oh, it was just like a lot. Because I had seen the video about a week ago, but I didn't really watch it. I just kind of saw that he was calling me fat, and then I was like, okay, I can't watch this.
Oh, it's been up already?
And so I didn't watch it, but then I sent the screenshot to my security guard just to like be safe because I was like, this is like weird energy.
Yeah.
I sent it to him. This is after I watched the full video, so I watched the full video, whatever, because someone else was telling me about it, and so I watched the full video. Then at the end, that's when he's like, I'm gonna like fuck you up that you're gonna be anorexic or whatever he said. I don't know what he said, and my mom was gonna come to my funeral, something. And so I was like, I just screenshotted that and sent it to my security guard, and then my security guard was like, and he's not like this. My security guard, I sent him pictures in the past. He's like, that could be the guy. I don't think it's him. Like, he was like, oh my god, that he was here twice. He had his car, everything. And like again, it just kind of like it freaked me out because I was home alone. Moses slept at 9. He wasn't coming back till like 6 o'clock at night, and I was like home alone. So I started having a panic attack, and then I remember him showing me that video of him like beating up that woman at like Six Flags, like just and like bragging about that. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh my god. And then you start getting like paranoid or whatever. So I was having like a really big panic attack, which actually like the live helped me because I was like, okay, let me just like calm down. Maybe it's like not as big as like I'm like thinking of it in my head. I mean, it was a nasty video, but I think I just never heard such like hatred. And
oh
then
my god, it shocked the hell out of all of us.
It was crazy.
To be honest, I thought when I first clicked the video, I was like, okay, what's happening? Trisha's crying again.
Yeah.
But then when I watched the video, I was blown away by what a fucking nasty dude this was.
Oh, yeah. It was...
Can I watch it? Is that okay?
Yeah. Like what part? Like the whole... Like this whole... It's so long.
Well, here, I have some timestamps. Because apparently some of the nastiest shit he said... we didn't even see on the live. He said something like he was making fun of your suicide, an ad.
Yeah, like saying like, yeah, it was bad. And keep in mind, like the Vegas trip where this initially happened with me and Jeffrey and stuff, like this was after they said some horrible shit about like to jump off and like kill myself outside of the Vegas balcony and stuff, like just some like crazy shit.
Wait, what the fuck is this video?
Okay, so this guy is the original one who told me all the shit that they talked behind my back and like showed me videos and all that stuff. And I was like, hey, I don't want to be involved because I was like trying to protect Jeffrey. I was scared of Jeffrey. I was trying to protect him because Shane was his friend. Like I was trying to do all that stuff. But that guy from the beginning, he has DMs from me where I said, don't involve me. I'm scared of Jeffrey. And like anyways.
Wait, where's the video? Okay, here's the Hair by Jay. So Hair by Jay was responding to that video?
No. He's okay. So I'll tell you like.
Here, 14 minutes? Jesus. Here, let's see what this is. So this is Hair by Jay. He's the hairdresser of Jeffree Star.
But not
you
only
had this
that.
really traumatic experience with Jeffree Star in Las Vegas and him.
Not so much him, actually.
Oh,
it was
really?
Jeffrey talking shit and then his little like minions and crew like laughing. They ditched me for dinner. Just like petty stuff. He threw my Balenciaga in the trash. I have text messages from Jeffrey that said, and I told Shane, I told everybody this as soon as I got home, that he was like, and I showed him the text message. I was like, hey, I needed my Balenciaga sweatshirt because I wore something really sexy. We went on a private jet, but I bought my own ticket home because I wanted to leave early. And so I bought a Balenciaga sweatshirt because I wanted to wear it on the plane because I couldn't wear my sexy stuff. And I'm like, hey, can I just come get my Balenciaga from you guys? Because they would like ditch me for dinner. And he's like, oh, Maddie, his assistant, threw it in the trash. And it was like a $900 sweatshirt. And they did. I like, yeah. Oh, wait.
What?
Wait.
The behavior. So
wait,
it's almost. By the way, it's unbelievable the way you describe it. But what's crazy about this stream from Hair by Jay is that he literally corroborates everything you're saying.
Of course. No, but not only
It's
does he
all
do it.
true.
That guy you saw before, he told me. Another guy, Oscar, said he doesn't mind if I say his name. Oscar Wilde, who was on that trip, he's tattooed. He also confirmed it and also said other stuff that Jeffrey continued. So the reason I didn't accept Jeffrey's apology is because he continued to talk shit and said I was on drugs, said I was on heroin to this guy Oscar. Like different people have said this, and of course, yeah, he confirms it here, which is something I know.
He confirmed everything
to my face. I'm telling you, like saying they threw my shit in the trash, like smacking food out of my hand, like all that stuff, like on the trip. It was on his Snapchat. Like it's stuff that happened to my face. Like, but
this
then
is like some high school
Oh, it was
horrible bullying.
awful.
Why are they doing this?
And that's why I left early. They ditched me for dinner. I like left early because it was, And also, like, I just left early. It was just, like, a lot. And then Hair by Jay specifically, like, we had worked together before, but he also just did Chrissy Teigen's hair, Kendall Jenner. Like, he does high-profile people. So to, like, show my phone number, it was just really weird.
Just the way he talked about you.
Well, but here's the thing. I never had an issue, and I'll tell you why he made this video. So I didn't really have issue with him. The only thing is he overcharged me when I came back. Up until the trip, I asked him for these wig prices, and he's like, first he said Jeffrey's taking care of it, but then I didn't want to, like, rely on that. So I'm like, can you just tell me how much? Never gave me a price. Never gave me a price. I'm like, how much? How much are the wigs? Never gave me a price. He didn't give me a price because he always was saying Jeffrey's taking care of it, whatever. Again, I don't expect it. I even offered to pay for the hotel room, the jet, everything. Anyways, long story short, the minute I land back from Vegas, which is 2 days earlier than them, I'm like home, whatever. He sends me an invoice, and it's a Sunday. It's the day before President's Day, and I was like, and it was overcharged. It was more than he charged me in the past, and that's why I asked him for the wig because it was more. And he shows it. He shows the receipts that he overcharged me, but he tries to say in the same DM that he says Jeffrey's covering it.
How much did he charge you?
It was $4,000 total.
Yeah,
for 2
you
wigs.
told me that on the After Dark episode we did, but that blows my fucking mind.
Oh, did you see
how much should it cost?
If you showed the
$4,000
receipt
for 2
from
wigs?
last summer for a music video, he charged me $7,500 for 3 wigs. But his day rate is $3,000, $1,500 per wig. So he was originally charging me $1,500 per wig. Now he's charging me $2,000 per wig.
So wait, do wigs really cost that much for a good wig?
No.
What does a good wig usually cost?
I mean, they can. Like, I'm not gonna say no because people pay that rate. Kendall Jenner, Jeffree Star, they pay that rate. I mean, for me, I get like. Not that this is a good wig, but I've had wigs before that are good that are like $500 or something. Anyways, it's fine. I don't debate that. Like, I paid it before, I paid it again, but the fact that he charged me like an extra $500 when in the text messages himself he's like Jeffrey's covering it, and then the next day, oh, in this he says, oh, but Jeffrey didn't cover it, even though the text message says he did. Whatever, it didn't matter, and that was my whole point. So when he asked me, I was like, oh, I can transfer it, but at this time I had 2 different bank accounts. I'm like, I have to wait until tomorrow to transfer it. He like blew up my phone constantly, like, are you sending the money? Are you sending the money? The next day was President's Day, so it didn't go through, and he was whatever. He's just, but regardless, I paid him on Tuesday $4,000 he overcharged me by $1,000, and I paid him, and that was it. That was nothing yet. This was brought up because in a mukbang recently that I did, because, we had talked about Jeffrey on the show, and I was like, maybe I was like too hard on him because Shane is in my ear telling me Jeffrey's all alone. He's so sad. He has nobody. And so I'm like, oh, fuck, maybe I'm like too hard on him. You know what I mean? On Jeffrey. So in the mukbang, I'm like rationalizing this. I know Jeffrey comes from like a hard background, like all this stuff. And I said, on the Vegas trip, maybe was like, he's just, he's so used to getting bullied. He bullied me or whatever. And so I'm trying to rationalize this in my head. I said, but the only thing that kind of bothered me, I didn't say his name. I said, the person doing our wigs overcharged me. That's all I said.
You didn't even call him out.
I didn't call him out. I didn't say his name. I wasn't even mad. I was like, it just kind of felt weird. It like rubbed me the wrong way after I asked him so many times, whatever. And that's all I said. And then I saw this, he did right after, and this huge like 38-minute live. And I just saw a little bit until I saw and then I watched the full thing on Friday when I made the video, and it just like triggered me all over again just because like.
Dude, it was so nasty. And by the way, his justification, because like I've never hated anybody as much as this guy hates you, apparently. I've never seen anyone so nasty to another person, especially online, recording yourself. His justification was that Jeffrey brought you on that trip, so you shouldn't complain. And 2, that you were boring.
That was the first time I heard that one, which I understood because I didn't go to the clubs with them. I was like,
okay, but so?
That's what I'm saying. It's such mean girl. That's why I never was like trying to cancel Jeffrey. I never did an exposed video because I was like, this is just mean girl shit. It's not something that I feel like you need to cancel somebody for. That's the only reason I
How old is Jeffrey? Can someone look that up?
He's like 35 or 36. He's older than me. And Jay too. Jay's like 36. This guy's like not young.
35. And he's criticizing you for being boring.
And then I have horrible skin. Jay criticizes me because I said I was going to wear my natural hair out and I didn't need to do my wig because we were running late. And he's like, he was like mocking me because I was like fine with wearing my natural hair. He's like, she had nasty ass hair. I was like, like it's so weird.
Like you're embarrassing them by not being all glammed out?
I don't know. It was so weird. I had makeup on when I went on the plane. Like, I don't know.
Oh, and also they were making fun of you because you asked the price of a Balenciaga bag.
Yeah, he's like, we don't ask
Which, by
prices.
the way, I'm pretty rich by most people's standards. I wouldn't buy a fucking Balenciaga bag without looking at the price tag. That shit costs like $8,000.
It was crazy. And so when I bought the Balenciaga, I bought it, and he like, oh, we'll just have it sent up to my room. And that's how he threw it in the trash because, can I clarify something though?
Bro, that is
Let me clarify this. So
believable.
I had the text message. I showed everybody the text messages after it happened because I was like shaking when I came back because there was a lot of triggering stuff.
Yeah.
Like you should just jump off the balcony, like crazy shit like that. And I was just like, okay, it was just like a lot being on drugs. This other kid on the trip. Well, anyways, so. But here's the thing. So 2 months later, after I'm sure Jeffrey caught wind that I started telling probably Shane probably told Jeffrey, all of a sudden, his makeup artist, Boomcack, who I don't know or anything like that, he texts me, "Oh, babe, I have your Balenciaga. I've had it in my car for months. Like, can I Uber it to you?"
What?
And then I got the Balenciaga like 2 months later.
You think they just bought a new one? Or he gave it to him?
Either gave it to him or I don't know.
Sketchy either way.
Stole it. Yeah, I was.
They lied and said they threw it in the trash.
It was that to me was like, and then it was so.
That
it was
is
more than a sweatshirt. I had sweatshirt, I had shoes. It was like a couple $1,000s, and I make like.
Hello, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
You don't need to justify wanting your fucking property.
There was so many just that trip was like awful, like from beginning to start, like just awful, and they were just awful, and I was just like, And to me, like, I always thought I was hard on Jeffrey because, like, that is a classic example of someone who was just bullied and everyone, like, he always talks about how people call him the F word and all that stuff. He's like, oh, look at me now, like, well, all that stuff like that because I think he, like, was bullied so hard. But, like, at the same, because that's what it feels like. And they bully Jay. So I think that's where Jay's coming from.
Really?
Because,
they do?
Oh, he would tell him to, like, move seats, sit in the back. Like, I remember one time he had Boomcack, like, fish out a french fry in his car. He's like, while we went in to eat, he's like, go look for that french fry I dropped. Like, just, like, really nasty shit. And I hope he overpays them. I hope he get paid a lot. But here's the thing.
Jeffrey is
I don't need anybody.
Monster.
I didn't want to. It was awful. It was.
Ew, what a psycho.
Well, it's just like Mean Girl. And like I said, do I think like people should stop buying his makeup? I'm like, I don't know. He's just not a good person to me. Like he just wasn't nice.
But that makes sense. That actually justifies his behavior because he acts like, oh, well, you shouldn't complain about Jeffrey because he did all this stuff for you. And it's like, bro, you're his fucking hairdresser. You're his servant. The only reason he brought you is to fucking serve him.
Oh, I mean, he doesn't treat them nicely. Like it just wasn't. And that's why I never, and in this video, Jay goes, but you know what? If we call her to hang out, she'd hang out with her friend. Jeffrey's called me multiple times to come over to his house, and I'm like, no, thank you. Like, I politely decline. Like, I just have no interest in it.
Jay, he's not your friend. You're his hairdresser. He just uses you for your service, bro.
Well, did you see Jeffrey tweeted that he goes, good morning to everyone except the guy who used to do my hair. So obviously, but this comes from. I know they talk about this shit because like him insulting me by renting my house and not buying it, which
he was. I know this is Jeffrey because he's doing this to please Jeffrey.
Of course,
you can tell he's only doing this because he wants to please Jeffrey.
This is an extreme example, but it does it's like very much like Manson cult vibes. Like Manson didn't do anything, but people are like, oh, you want us to go kill somebody? Like, okay, you know what I mean?
I think he's just rich and they want a piece of the action and they want to be in his good grace because he's influential and he's got money. He pays them a lot of money, so they don't want to do anything. They want to be a part of that.
That's like, I always keep saying this when I was saying it's like devil shit. It's like when you sell your soul for money or views, it's like, that to me is so gross. And I never would do it. I never would do it. I think it's nasty. I think this is the kind of shit that comes out from it. And it like incites stuff. Like it's bad. It's bad energy. So, I felt really bad energy after all this. I was like, oh, this does not feel good.
So let me watch this. Because after I watch this, I want to know how Shane and Jeffrey reacted.
These motherfuckers are. And I normally don't like to speak up on nobody. Mm-hmm. They're fucking lucky that Jeffrey's actually a nice person. They're taking advantage that Jeffrey's not about airing people out anymore. Okay?
Dude, this guy is so far up Jeffrey's ass.
What is he airing me out for? For him being a shitty person?
For stealing your hoodie?
That I've like protected him.
For bullying you?
For like, I don't understand that. What?
Like, bro, can you try not to be such a fucking like simp?
I know. I just.
Holy shit. And by the way, the fact that he's doing all this while someone's working on his hair blows my. Like, he is saying the meanest shit ever, and this girl's just casually doing his hair.
Oh, she's not casual. She's also like laughing, and she's also not skinny herself. And I'm not fat shaming her, but it's like, really, like you're gonna laugh at that? You're gonna make fun of someone's weight while someone behind you is heavy set. Like,
she's probably scared. She's like, this guy's fucking crazy. He's gonna wrap this up and get out of there.
He's lucky he's a nice person. How are you gonna talk about a person?
Turn it up a bit, Dan.
You got in a private jet that was paid for. You didn't spend the
Oh, you flew me in a private jet? Okay, you could just shit my fucking open mouth then. It's like, who cares? You bought me a ticket. Big fucking deal.
I was like, what? You can buy a private jet to Vegas for $10,000. It's like not that expensive. Like
$10,000. You can get a plane ticket for like $200.
Like a private jet he got.
Okay, who fucking cares? That doesn't justify your being a douche.
That's so bizarre to me.
But that's how they think in their world. In the world of Jeffree Star, it's like, okay, I pay you and you're my man toy. You're my monkey. Dance.
That's literally how it felt, and I was just like, I go to Bora Bora first class, France first class, like Greece. I pay for all those trips. Like, I don't need this trip to Vegas. Like, that's very.
But who cares? Also, it's like a 45-minute flight. It's like.
And
dude, it's not okay. It's crazy. It really exposing him and Jeffrey's worldviews. This to me is the closest glimpse we've seen of actually who Jeffree Star is.
Yeah,
through this guy.
Yeah, I mean, he was just in like Wyoming with him, you know, like a few days prior. Like he's like this is someone that's close in his circle. It's like, and Jeffree originally was like somewhat defending him until he got more backlash, and then he's like, okay, now he's gonna be fired.
Good morning to everyone but this hair guy.
But before that, he's like, girl, keep this online. Love you. Like just so condescending, and
he's
I was like,
I don't want to get involved. Yeah.
Just so disgusting, and it was like honestly the most traumatizing thing, and like seeing him in that light and just like telling people to like jump off the ledge and stuff, like just really like gross shit. And I was like so tired. It was something that was still eating me a year later, which is why I was like rationalizing in my head. It's something that all the people close to me know that it like really affected me. And then Jeffree told Oscar that I like when I bought my pink Rolls Royce, I sent a text to Jeffree like, and I was like, oh, now am I you yet? Like something like whatever. And he was like, oh my god, how pathetic that she wants to be me. It's like, yeah, I like admired you. Like I thought he was cool. He had a cool house and he had a makeup company, and I was like, why are you making fun of someone who like wanted to be like you?
By the way, and sorry, you're the fucking hairdresser that literally follows him around and tap dances whenever he wants you to.
Oh,
like, sorry, bro,
he cowers around Jeffree.
You are such a jealous little bitch. Fuck this guy, and fuck. That's why I saw this and I was like, fuck Jeffree Star. Fuck this Hair by Jay guy. You know what? Fuck them all.
It's because my issue was with Jeffree saying all this shit, and now seeing that he like confirmed this, but he's trying to stand up for Jeffree in this like weird light.
It's good in a way he did this because it really exposed Jeffree.
Okay, your fucking room was paid for. He paid for the fucking concert to go see Mariah Carey.
Who gives a fuck? That doesn't justify being a bully.
$70 ticket.
Restaurant. And you're right, bitch. You were such a boring time.
Okay, so he says. It's hard to even believe this person's real. He says, we bought you all this stuff and you were such a boring time. So that justifies us bullying you. Like, hello.
It's so insane. It's crazy.
What do they mean you're a boring time? What were you expect to go out there and tap dance for them? You're the entertainment or something?
I guess because like I went to the shows, but like they ditched me for dinner. And then when they went to a club, I just didn't go with them because I don't go to clubs. I guess that's it because I didn't want to go clubbing with them.
Like who gives a fuck about clubbing? You don't even talk at the clubs.
I would shop with them, and they would all like go and like they would all ditch me behind. So I went back to my hotel room. Like it was awful. It was like the worst time ever. Like they were so fucking mean.
Crazy.
You were such a boring time. You were so negative. I remember he even checked her like, yo, what is wrong with you, girl? We're trying to make you feel better. Because she was like, we were like, hey, we have to leave by 9 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock. Like, I'll put Trisha's wig first, and then I'll put yours. Oh, no. If we don't have time for mine, I literally will go out like this. I don't care. Like, you know, I'm perfect.
Dumb fuck. Of course. What? Like, how is that a criticism that you wanted to go out natural?
So again, this throws back to them saying like Jeffree's taking care of your wigs and all this stuff. So like he was like, I'll do your wig, and I was like, if there's no time, don't worry, because in my head,
you're just trying to be nice,
right? Because I'm like, Jeffree's paying for him to be here, because he never did anything with my wigs, and I was like, oh, Jeffree's paying him to be here. Like, if you just want to do Jeffree's, it's fine. I'll go out like this. It's not a big deal because we're running late. So like that was so weird. I'm like, just because I wanted to go out with my natural hair.
You were just trying to be nice,
literally, because I thought, oh, and I don't want to step on Jeffree's toes with his glam team, like all this stuff. Like,
but either way, why do you care that much? Why are you so angry about it? Like, this is not a big deal.
4, 3, 2.
Oh, then you were playing ours, and I was like, who's playing sound? And it was your video.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. Did I leave that in?
Yeah, you left it in.
I was so just like blacked out at this point. I didn't know
because
what was happening.
it happens. I'm not going to name who it is, but there's somebody on the crew that always plays background sound on accident. So I was like, was it you?
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny.
Look at this psycho. What are you doing? Just like dead eye.
He's so fucking lucky he does not air this bitch out.
That one you hear a lot. Even, like I said, we're takeaway with
Bro's airing himself out right now.
What's the problem? It's people get upset when they have something good.
Here he is trying to analyze.
And then
the dude has 2 brain cells. Don't think too hard.
I know.
We talked about your skin, bitch. But your fucking skin looks like shit till this day, a whole year later, bitch.
Oh yeah, this guy wasn't mean to you. This guy's not a bully.
In his apology video, he's like, I had no problems with Trisha Paytas. It's like, what? It sounds like
this is the meanest shit I've ever heard in my life. Like, I'm sorry, I have to go back because it's hard to even fathom being so rude, so hateful.
I'm so shook by it.
He's like, yeah, we did make fun of your skin.
Look at it now. It's still shit, bitch.
Like, holy fuck, dude. You are such a piece of shit. You're like a fabled piece of shit dude.
He's so fucking lucky.
This is live. Imagine what they talk about privately.
Right.
That one you hear a lot. Even, like I said, we're takeaway with the
You know what's the problem? It's people get upset.
Here he is trying to be
When they have
Sigmund
something-
Freud. People get upset.
Good.
He didn't even finish his thought.
And then they do something stupid. We talked about your skin, bitch. But your fucking skin looks like shit till this day a whole year later, bitch.
Oh my god. Bro, first of all, you know that like having bad skin isn't a personality defect, all right? It's genetic, and it's most people can't control that.
But like the anger with that, like look at your fucking
But
skin.
also,
like,
you're like 38. What the fuck are you talking about? People's skin like that?
so
I'm blown away.
Jeffrey, like the drug thing, saying I was on.
By the
drugs
way,
that-
your skin is nice. Your skin is not bad. Just so you don't feel bad about that.
Yeah, well, there's definitely something wrong with my skin now. My skin then, I mean, and Jeffrey knew this, and everyone knew this. So that's that.
They know you're insecure about it, so they're like,
Well,
"Fuck you."
And I was on that drug binge. Like Jacqueline Hill's ex-husband was out, and we did a bunch of drugs, and everyone saw it like online. Like I was just coming off of like a really high like meth binge, and like so my skin was like horrible. And like I opened up Jeffrey days prior to this trip, which is why he invited me on the trip. I was over just at his house by himself, and I was just like, yeah, like my body's fucked up from like drugs. My skin's fucked up because when I take drugs, I can't be an addict because I fucking like my skin was horrible. And he's like, oh my god, like no, like that, you know, like you're brave, you're like getting sober. So for the fact that they were like making fun of my skin like after this like huge binge, I was just like, what the fuck. And this was like,
crazy.
and I was like shaking still from it. Like I was like, I don't know. It was like crazy. He's like, you need to come to Vegas and like get away from all like that. That's why he invited me on this trip. And then to invite me and be like, her skin shit. I mean, it was like it was crazy. And even now I'm like going through something, which is why my skin is bad.
Instead of being like, it's okay, you don't want to come clubbing. Why don't you just stay in the hotel and relax?
Yeah.
Bitch, you are fucking boring and your skin is nasty. I'm not throw away your hoodie. It's like, whoa.
It was crazy. I was
Blown away.
And Jeffrey told everyone I was on drugs. This kid, Oscar, he's like, yeah, she's on drugs. We had to send her home. Like, I had to pay for her private, like, we had to send her home because she was just doing too many drugs around us. And we had to pay for the private jet because she was a danger to herself. And I was like, what? Like, it was so weird.
Were you saying something now?
I just wanted to clarify. Did you say you were just coming off of a drug binge and they wanted to help you by taking you to Vegas to go clubbing?
Yeah. Well, I
That's
didn't
like
know
the worst thing I could think of. You coming off of a drug binge.
He's like, oh, I don't party either. Because I told him, I said, I tell everybody I go to Vegas with, I am not fun. Like anything I do, I go to Donny Osmond and I like go eat and I go back to the hotel. That's always my Vegas. I have vlogs of this. So he's like, no, we're going to be so chill. We're going to just go see Gwen Stefani, meet her. And then that's it. We're coming home right away. It turned into a 4-day like club thing. And I'm like, I don't want to go to the club. They had like a bunch of random people I didn't know. Like it was just like not my thing.
But okay, so what? You want to chill in your room. Why should they be so offended by that?
I don't know. And I like offered to pay for that too. It's a $70 room. I can afford that. I'm not that poor just because I rent my house.
Excuse me. You had to look at the price of a Balenciaga bag. You broke bitch.
Well, did you see Rich Lux's video? Do you know him? He's like a drama channel, and he was also there, and they made fun of him. He brought a gift to Jeffrey from Hermes for $400, and they laughed at it because it was the cheapest thing in the store. And Rich Lux just made a video like a couple of days ago being like, he was trying to defend Jeffrey, and he's like, that was some fucked up shit.
Oh, this guy is such a piece of shit.
Financial shaming is like,
God, but
you know
like,
who
dude,
buys Jeffree Star Cosmetics? They work like minimum wage and save up their hours to like buy a step price
he's
palette.
such a fucking
palettes
dude.
suck. The orgy one was fucking suck. I even said in the review, I was like, oh, this must be a cheaper palette. And everyone's like, that's the most expensive one yet. So like fucking like remember who like pays your bills.
Sorry, but I don't give a shit who you are. Why are you, bruh? And by the way, I can't believe. By the way, Hair by Jay is not a millionaire. The dude's a fucking hairdresser.
Right.
Like maybe, bro, if anybody should be looking at the price of Balenciaga bags, it's you, dude. Trust me. You want to be saving that money.
Yeah.
Especially now that everyone's fucking canceling their appointments, bitch. Fuck bullies.
For 2 weeks, she said that. Look at this
Look how angry he
stupid
is.
dumb bitch. She's saying, I'm gonna play it again. This stupid, dumb, Warris-looking ass bitch. Maybe she should go on a fucking diet and get light on her motherfucking brain, because maybe all that fat is fucking up her fucking brain.
Or I don't know what you're on, but something's fucking up your brain.
Oh my God. It was a lot. Yeah. It was crazy. He shows the receipts of like him overcharging me, and
But he's saying you accuse him of fat shaming you and poor shaming you and like making fun of your skin, and here he's doing all those things.
so many times. He like shoves food in his mouth at one point. Like this is how he knocks us down. He's reading my DMs where I'm like, "You're so wonderful, thank you," and he's like making fun of me eating. It's so weird. It's so odd.
I gotta keep just.
I can't.
Oh my god, I can't, you fucking delusional. Oh my god, I wanted to commit suicide so many times. And because, like, oh my god, like, I was
Make
like,
fun of your
so
suicide?
awkward.
This guy's heartless, man.
And you know, they were fat shaming me, and he charged me double, and
The fact that he's broadcasting this is truly
They
mind-bending.
were making fun of my skin, and
Is he? I question his sobriety putting this up.
It's crazy. It's so.
I hope you're not sober, because if this is your sober brain, dude, I hope this isn't your
Like-
sober brain. Damn.
I had forgotten about the suicide thing. Like, I literally like blacked that out because I remember like telling the stories, and Jeffrey jokingly would say stuff like, "Well, there's a balcony, just do it now," like that kind of stuff. And it's like, I know his jokes are that, but it was like so because I was like opening up about like how I was like how I tried to commit suicide 3 times a year before, and I like didn't think I like wanted to, like that didn't seem like it was me, and like like seeing that now, like all those people in the room, it's like crazy because everyone in the room at the time was like, oh, because you know he smokes a lot of weed, Jeffrey, and I wasn't even smoking weed because I was just like really like trying to be like sober or whatever, and they were just like all the people being like, it's fine, like totally, yeah, like all this is just comforting, being so fake and being like, oh, my suicide, like, it's fucking fucked
He told
up.
you there's a balcony, go jump?
Yeah.
Bruh.
And it's like I'm thinking about, and again, it's not like it was like this aggressive way. I mean, I know he's like, you know, Jeffrey's like, haha, there's this one right now, just go jump, like that kind of stuff. And it's like,
yeah, that's not a good joke.
It's like I told everyone close to me when I came back, like my mom, my sister, like Shane, like Ryan, like everyone who I came back, I like said this to them. You know, obviously, like they told Jeffrey or something, but it's like that in particular is so crazy that I made fun of because that was like such a real thing, and it was just like I was like, yeah, I really want to die. Like I was like opening up about it because I like, it's so awful.
And then Hair by Jay received that as, oh, I would have killed myself. Oh.
It's crazy.
Dude, it's good you don't hang out.